Hey, hello. I posted the link on the meetings chat for everyone that does not have the virtual space link. And yeah, so everyone can connect. And one small thing, if you move through the rooms in the virtual space, the sound will not like the sound is divided by rooms. So if we are in the same room, you can listen to my voice, but if we are in a different room, it will be isolated. So, oh no.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, we were
We were
actually
actually
worried about
worried about
that.
that.
There is a
There is a
problem with the
problem
hubs
with the hubs
sometimes, and
sometimes, and
they
they
does not allow
does not
like
allow like
for some people
for
to
some people to
connect.
connect.
So
So
I'm wondering
I'm
maybe we
wondering
can do
maybe
the
we can do the
presentation through
presentation through
the
the
sharing of the
sharing of
screen,
the screen,
and the
and the
people that
people
are
that are
inside the
inside the
hubs,
hubs,
they
they
can
can
follow the
follow the
presentation
presentation
inside the
inside the
room.
room.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, the
Yeah,
center
okay, the
firewall.
center
Yes,
firewall,
that
yes,
also
that
can be.
also can be.
Um,
Um,
but yeah,
but yeah,
everyone that is
everyone that is
in the
in the
room
room
right now,
right
they
now, they
can
can
follow me to
follow
the
me
next
to the
room.
next room.
Yes,
Yes.
so
So
inside this
inside
room,
this
if you
room, if you
press
press
space, you
space, you
can
can
see
see
different
different
places where you
places
can
where you
sit
can sit
down.
down.
So you
So you
can
can
sit down
sit
in the
down in the
sofa or
sofa
in
or in
the.
the.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Wonderful.
So,
So
hello
hello
everyone,
everyone,
and
and
welcome to
welcome to
this
this
short
short
webinar.
webinar.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much
very
for
much
being
for being
here.
here.
Um,
Um,
in
in
this
this
short
short
webinar,
webinar,
we
we
will
will
briefly
briefly
discuss
discuss
and
and
present the
present the
results of
results
the
of the
recent
recent
FICA
FICA
project,
project,
where
where
several
several
universities,
universities,
including
including
Centria,
Centria,
participated and
participated
were
and were
involved.
involved.
The
The
last
last
part of
part
this
of this
project
project
took
took
place
place
in
in
Porto
Porto
on
on
March
March
this
this
year,
year,
and this
and this
project was
project was
focused on
focused on
VR or
VR or
SVR,
SVR,
social
social
virtual
virtual
reality.
reality.
So let's
So
begin.
let's begin.
As you may
As you may
already
already
know,
know,
virtual
virtual
reality is
reality
a
is a
relatively new
relatively new
technology
technology
that is
that is
changing the way
changing the
we
way we
connect,
connect,
also how we
also how we
interact with each
interact with
other
each
and
other
with
and with
our
our
space.
space.
This
This
technology is
technology is
allowing
allowing
organizations and
organizations and
individuals to
individuals
have
to have
access
access
to
to collaborate
collaborate
through
through virtual
virtual
spaces.
spaces.
And
And
well,
well,
companies
companies
are
are
using
using
these
these
technologies for
technologies
training
for training
purposes,
purposes,
as an
as an
alternative to
alternative to
holding
holding
meetings and
meetings
to
and
offer
to
new
offer new
experiences to their
experiences to their
customers.
customers.
The
The
global
global
market is
market is
projected
projected
to
to
reach
reach
87
87
billion
billion
by
by
2030,
2030,
and
and
it's a
it's a
technology
technology
that
that
nowadays
nowadays
is
is
widely
widely
used.
used inside the gaming industry, the medical industry,
the manufacturing industry, to mention a few. Um, and why VR matters for entrepreneurs? Well, um, one important point is the immersive customer experience that allows to offer. This technology can be a vehicle to offer customer better and more immersive experiences by bringing them and connecting them with services and products in a virtual space. Another point is that it changes the way organizations and their individuals operate, as it gives the opportunity to have a virtual space for people to gather and interact, no matter if they are like in different places in the world. As this physical barrier disappear, also costs are reduced. So moving to the FICA project, well, this project was co-founded by the European Union and different universities like Centria, Ispagaya, College, la Universidad de Praga, the University of Applied Sciences and Arts of Antwerp participated and collaborated to develop a VR or SVR project. Um, the LTT, that is the learning, teaching, training activity number 3 of this year, was the focus on entrepreneurship. So the FICA project mission is to delve into social virtual reality platforms by uncovering their capabilities and limitations. The project aimed to design meaningful scenarios and virtual spaces for social activities, fostering in this way a new way of connecting and interacting. So here you can see in the projector, you can see some pictures of the students from those universities previously mentioned, um, developing this virtual or this project that was focused on virtual spaces. And as I mentioned, the theme of this year was entrepreneurship. So the idea was uh, to understand the needs of of the entrepreneurs and understand the needs of, in this case, an incubator. And this is actually the question that steered our project, that it was how a business incubator, its consultants and clients can benefit from virtual spaces. So based on this question, we guided ourselves and developed our project. So yep. So the virtual room that you are in right now was built with the following points in mind. So availability, accessibility, costs, customization, and interaction. So what I mean with this is, if we take the the incubator and we take the consultants that work inside that incubator and their clients, like how can a virtual space give them um, give them better tools or allows them to use virtual spaces in their benefit. So as you may know, inside an incubator, there can be multiple like startups, but they are limited by space. So the availability and accessibility might be limited. There can only be a certain amount of startups at a time. There can be, I don't know, let's say 10 or maybe 5. So these virtual spaces tackle that problem by giving not only the opportunity to have more and numerous amount of startups at a time, but also to have them personalized and customized depending on their needs. Also, the costs are reduced as physical spaces are not needed anymore. Virtual spaces come up into place and they reduce the cost significantly. Um, and well, the interaction, these virtual spaces allow for different startups, their consultants, their incubators to build the spaces based on what each startup need. And in this case, this room was built in mind of with the mind of building a business model canvas. I don't know if you're familiar with the business model canvas, but the business model canvas is a powerful tool that is usually used at the beginning of the development or the build-up of a business. It's here where many consultants start working with their clients inside an incubator to start like giving form and shape to a business, to a startup. So what we come up with this project, or within this project, was what if instead of having the business model canvas in a paper, what if we have it as a virtual space? So each block or each series or block represents a room in this virtual space. So inside this room, you will see later on, each room represents a core block of the business model canvas. So here we have, like, for example, the key partners, key activities, and key resources. Usually businesses, when they build this business model, they write down each block with different things. Like, for example, the key partners. No, who are our key partners? This supplier, this the government, these other companies, this investor. So what we were thinking is to give the chance for the consultants and give the chance to the clients to have their own space where they can develop and have meetings only focusing on key partners and key activities and key resources. So there's also, like, for example, in this side of the room we have the SWOT analysis. So you can also interact with these, like, walls by adding different things, like, for example, opportunities. And here in the wall, there can be opportunities, like, pinned down into. Oh, I put it. Yeah, here. So we can put, like, opportunities, no? And these spaces are, yeah, they are built to allow people build their business model, to build their strategies, to build their SWOT, their different, like, things that made up their business. So if we move to this other room, like, this is the room blue. Here you can see. Uh-huh. There's still someone there. Yeah, good. Here you can see how the walls are, like, divided by key partners, and then you have here a big wall where you can actually add different things. So they're like interactive walls. You can write things also, like, for example, I don't know. I don't know if you can see what I'm writing, but there is, like, stuff you can write down, stuff you can pin down, and there are videos here that explained what uh, what part of the business model
The
canvas
next
is all
piece
about.
is who are your key partners and suppliers? And partnerships are kind of interesting is we need to.
So you can go through every video and understand the business model. You can also sit down in the room and have meetings with the people that you want. I don't know, the consultants, parts of your team. Um, and well, so this is basically the idea of the room as a whole. If we move to the other parts of the scenario, we can see that here, this is the room about the value proposition. This room focuses its efforts on building the value proposition of the business. The other room, if we move to this orange room here, this room, its purpose is to focus efforts on building the channels, the customer segments, the customer relations. And once we finish with this, we can move to the last room, that is the cost structure, revenue streams. So the scenario was built to flow as you build your business model canvas. And this is just an example of how you can build different scenarios through virtual reality that can benefit, in this case, incubators, consultants, clients. Um, but the idea is that virtual reality spaces become uh, a powerful tool and an opportunity to build customized scenarios for other means as well. So we can go back to the lobby. And yeah, here here people can enter, and have their guide on how to use the room and what is the business model all about. And the good and important part of this virtual space is that is available at all time. You can connect whenever you want. You can connect with people all around the world. It doesn't cost. The maintenance, for example, of these spaces is quite low, as if it was compared to a physical no space. And yeah, so that this is the result of the project, that the FICA project. And and I don't know if you have any questions. Actually, yeah, I don't know if you can talk, but that's the other thing, that you can also, like all the interactions can be through voice, or like with these emojis.
And what opportunities you can for like editing on the walls, and like for example, you showed like you can edit like images, videos, and what editing experiences you can have in these virtual rooms.
Yeah, well, this room, boy, yeah, this room allows you to put, for example, videos or presentations. You can also add pictures. You can add text. You can add different formats. The room we built in this case was, in theory, very basic. This can be, of course, optimized, and it can be developed further. But it was just to showcase and example on all the things that you can do. I sorry. There is this video, for example, like you can put these videos that explain different things. Um, so if you have a project, you can have, for example, videos that explain what your business does, and you can invite people and showcase them. And that's the good thing about these virtual spaces, that they are customized. You can customize them and personalize them.
And I also see on top of the video there is like a magic wand. I try. Is it like for editing, and it's not available for everyone, or like it depends on the room?
Yeah, no, in this case it's not for editing. The editing of the room happens outside the virtual space. If you want to add like different assets, you need to have like a different portal. This is mainly just for the users.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and this project was, or at least this room was developed by one of the teams in the FICA project. There are other rooms that were developed by other teams. Um, and yes, this year was entrepreneur, the main team, the focus. In past years, there were other teams, like I think one of them was relaxation. So how to build virtual spaces for relaxation, or like for learning, no? There were other rooms that were targeted on teaching things. I saw one room that was about music, so you could have a space where people can learn about music. And and yeah. So I don't know if there is more questions, but I wanna thank you very much for being here, for taking the time to come here to this very briefly webinar. And sorry if there were some people that couldn't come into the virtual room. It 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 has been an issue sometimes, that due to firewalls or other restrictions, it doesn't allow everyone to enter. But
Can I have last question about the presentation when you were in that room, the first room when we were shown the like a presentation with the slides? Is it a software that is like comes with the room, or when you edit in the room, you create a presentation, and you can actually export some other presentation in, or you're building it right in that editor?
oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I didn't go through the platform. The platform that was chosen for these projects, it's called Mozilla Hubs. So it's a platform where you don't need to download this software. It's you can access through your browser, uh, and you can access it through a desktop, a phone, and the platform is edited online, and you can upload assets. You can upload like images, videos, 3D files. So you can build your platform based on what you upload, but also once you build your scenario or your room, you can have this. It's called like media places or yeah. I actually forgot the exact name, but
It's
Amsterdam
called
knows
media frames.
media frames. Yeah, the media frames, you can put them in the walls. So it allows you to, whenever you interact with your room, you can upload images, you can upload videos into these media frames. So for example, the presentation I had over there, that presentation is PDF. So I can upload the PDF into this media frame. The media frame is embedded into the wall, and I can give you the presentation like that. I can also put other, can put a video, or I can put an image or a text. Um, so so yeah, it really depends. Like, but it's quite open what you can do.
Yeah, that's cool. I actually didn't know you can embed things. Then it's yeah opens a lot of different possibilities.
Yeah, but yes, I don't know if the people that are outside the room have any questions. Um,
Maybe the last one, like you when you said when we were at the presentation room, you said like I can press space, and then I, for example, can.
I see. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Johanna. Yeah, sorry if you had a question.
Yeah, I because I skipped the intro, and for example, when we're in the presentation room, it was written that you can press space bar, and you can, for example.
Yeah, that's a very good observation. This room, unfortunately, because of the purpose of this project, the resource or the memory was limited. So this room can be as big as you really want to, and you can add as many 3D assets and media and assets. Yeah, like in general, media. Yeah, media is the name. You can add as many items of media as you want. The problem is that we were limited by, I don't remember if it was like 200 something megabytes. So if we wanted to make the room bigger, the 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 platform itself didn't allow it because we didn't have enough space or memory space. But in theory, these rooms can be, yeah, they can be massive. They can be as big as you want, as long as the space is it's it's set to allow that. Yeah, there are different modalities. Like you can talk. Like in this case, Aviskar can also have his microphone open, and we can talk at the same time. Um, so in theory, the sound can come from different sources, but at the same time, as it happens with this room, if you move from one room to the other, the sound is it's divided. Like we decided in this case that only if you are inside that room you can listen to the people that are inside that room. If you move to a different room, like you cannot listen anything. And it was just to showcase that you can have multiple teams working in different rooms without any interference. You can have your space and sound, but also if you're in the same room, everyone can talk at the same time. Yeah, and one last question was from Fedor, but I couldn't finish listening to him. What were you saying, Fedor?
Yeah, that wasn't a really important one. I just was wondering when we were in the presentation room, you can like space bar, for example, that to assign the seat, and I haven't.
Ah, okay, thank you, Petri.
So
Ah,
yeah, is there any other interactions? Of course, you're interacting with the boards, but as a player, for example, you assign the seat. In virtual rooms, and is there any other functionalities that you can explore? Like,
okay. Now it's because Fedor is asking a question inside the virtual room, and I think the people in Teams they cannot listen to him. But
oh,
yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I see. What Fedor is asking for everyone that is in Teams is that if there can be other interactions than just like sitting down and and talking and all that. And in this case, the only things you can do, at least for this presentation, was to pin down items, to write things in the wall. You can yeah, sit down. You can move. You can move certain objects, like you can move like certain of documents. But more than that is not possible, at least not in this scenario. Uh, this is based on the hubs platform.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, I think if there is no more questions from anyone, like I would like to thank you once again for being here. It's been wonderful to be able to show you our results of the project. It was a very intense week in Porto, where everyone were working to develop and think and come up with an idea and to develop the physical virtual, or yeah, not physical but the virtual scenario from scratch. Yeah, thank you, Fedor.